What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review, and today I'm here for our first regionals VOD review in the Americas region. So if you're not keeping up with, the competitive scene and all that kind of stuff going on right now, regionals is happening, which is going to qualify a ton of people from Americas to Worlds, which is next weekend. So it's really heating up in competitive TFT. Today we are watching Dank Memes 01. This is a player who's done well in the cups so far this set. And look, I just wanted to get a VOD review done today because I got some other stuff to do. And I pulled up the scores, saw that Dank Memes did very well in the first game because the regionals is going on right now. If you were watching this VOD and you're watching it, less than like 3 or 4 hours after it came out, then you can probably just go open up Dank Meme stream or someone else's stream. I'll put his stream down there. Or if you want to watch, somebody else, Dish Soap, obviously playing in this tournament, a lot of fantastic players playing in this tournament, then you can go do that. All right, first augment here. Common Bandages, Draconic Mastery, Spoils of War. We don't have a really strong opener here, so I'm not that excited for Spoils of War. Draconic Mastery, we did have a one Namzi and kind of a Hunter opener here, so I guess it could be a Draconic Mastery spot, honestly. Our items are like okay for it, like Make a Redemption, doesn't sound terrible. And the Combat Bandages is like just not a great first augment. It's okay, but it's not really what you're excited to be taking. But I don't think I'm looking at spoils. He rerolls Draconic Mastery first, hits Spellblades, which is very mediocre. Portable Forge could maybe be a solid option if he's willing to play. I mean, there's a lot of different lines here, and yeah, I think this is our best option here. Okay, interesting thing to note here, actually. We take Portable Forge, and before you get to see your Portable Forge item, you do, if you're paying attention, you get to see your shop here. We see a double Cassidon shop here, because I was kind of wondering how Dank Memes ended up in this comp, but I think this makes sense. He sees a double Cassidon shop, takes the charm here to get the free refresh, and opts to take Zanya's here, and his idea is that we're going to play Multistriker Reroll from this spot. Yep, and he even, I can move my head real quick and you can see it's a little bit hard to see, but he calls multi in chat, says I'm playing Multistriker Reroll. I'm Cassidon pair with a Zanya's here. So I guess one thing I'm curious about, actually, because there are a lot of Ornn items that are very good on Cassidon. I'm curious actually if we just do a quick Cassidon star level 3 and then just look at Ornn items here, see where they all land. I mean, Zanya's looks, yeah, I mean, statistically, Zanya's is the best by far. So I think this actually makes a lot of sense here. He's actually going to hard force multi-strikers from this spot just because he got a Zanya's. And I mean, like, you look at the stats, it makes sense. Yeah, wow, it's minus 0.58. That is a crazy delta. Also, oh, let me move my thingy there. Apologies if the VOD, like, I can see there's like a tiny little line around the thing. I could, oh, let me do this. Maybe I can fix it. There we go. Dank Memes has the most scuffed up stream setup of all time. Maybe I can just, here, can you see it here? This is his stream setup. He's playing in windowed mode and then screen recording that, but then also he has another window under that. So I had to like artificially make his window bigger so that it doesn't look absolutely terrible for you guys. It looks really weird for me though. So apologies if it looks like I got it going. I could actually make it like a teeny bit bigger this way, I think, just so that you don't have that little thing at the bottom. Okay, I'll say I've done all I can here as far as that, but okay. Interesting call out from Dank Memes as well this game. He really wanted to loss streak this early game. Oh, he ends up winning this fight because he had a 3 portal board that he could have played a 2-2. He opted not to play that, just to play some more of the multi-strikers, and now he's actually playing his multi-striker board, just saying I want to play towards multis. Okay, so we have, what do we have open? Sword belts here. These are interesting components. No bow is open right now, which Titan's Resolve, like I talked about in the last VOD review, really like top tier item onto Cassidon. We do have the pan here. The problem is we're really far off of making a multi-striker spend, but maybe he wants to just go for the pan to guarantee. I would think a bow here would be the take here. You kind of need to guarantee at least one bow. Wow, he's gonna go the cloak here to guarantee I guess the BT to get some of the healing onto Cassidon. This, I don't know, I'm a little bit scared that we'll end up in like bow jail, never have a bow, but he's not worried about that. He's worried about playing a very strong board. I have to imagine when you have Zanya's, you want some kind of healing item and then just something that scales your damage. It could be, say, an attack speed item, like a Nashor's Org Winsu's. It could be a Titan's Resolve. You just really don't want any kind of other item in you don't need like another defensive item, I guess is the idea, I would think. We'll see though. Also slam the redemption as well. I think we talked about this. I think we talked about this in the multi-striker VOD review. This is a very, very solid item in multi-strikers. You have all these frontliners who are getting value from the redemption. And the nice thing for Dang Memes is that this allows him to finish all of his items. So I think Dang Memes did something here that I think a lot of good players do and a lot of bad players do in the completely the wrong direction. Is that Dang Memes said, you know, I could go for something else here. You know, I could go for like a Nashor's Tooth or something, but that's going to really, really mess up my itemization down the line. What I can do is I can just make this BT, then I get to make BT redemption, and that's the best sort of like combination of two items that I can make here off of this carousel. So why not just go for that? I get to slam these items. I talked about in the multi-striker VOD I did like a week ago or something like that, that this is a comp that really, really cares about winning stage 3, you know, having a lot of HP. If you're going into stage 4 really, really low HP, your game is going to be very, very tough just because this is not a comp that usually wins out unless you get to like a 7 multi-striker setup. So I think this makes a lot of sense from his perspective. Also, I love this. It's a really, really small thing that Dang Memes did here, but I love this. I think so few people do this. He takes the Zillion out here on minions because he knows there's a chance I might actually have to sell this Zillion to make money. So I'm going to take the Zillion out, just play the Ashe pair because I know I want Ashe 2 100%. And look what happens here. He actually gets perfectly rewarded for it. He gets 3 gold off the Jinx, doesn't want to sell the Hecarim, and gets to sell the Zillion to make 30 gold. That's an entire gold that he just made there from that really, really small optimization. It's something that I think a lot of people, especially at like lower elo, quote unquote, like end up missing in TFT, where they just, you know, end up doing that and getting punished for it, essentially. All right, we got the BT here. I don't think we're going to see an IE slam here. As far as items that do exist that you could make on a cast in here, Quicksilver is attack speed and its CC immunity. It is kind of another defensive item, quote unquote, but not really. It gives you a lot of attack speed. And then sword items for Kassadin. Once you're done with BT, there's not a lot. I don't know. Do you really want to make like a giant slayer onto Kassadin? I guess it's probably not the worst thing. It doesn't sound amazing. All right. Second augment here. Raid boss trait tracker high voltage. I guess I don't really mind high voltage. We do need MR shred at some point. I don't think it's either of these two. Oh, okay. So it's between high voltage and raining gold here. Maybe it's high voltage. Let's see here. I'll talk about my thought process actually after, just because I'm curious to see what Dang Memes thinks in this spot here. Oh, he's gonna okay, so it is raining gold by his opinion. My thought is that like this is a comp that really, really wants a strong mid game, and by taking raining gold, you're making your mid game a bit weaker. Maybe Dang Memes is that confident in his mid game board, the fact that we have this Kassadin too already at this point with the Zanyas, that he's like, you know what, even with raining gold, I can win these fights. Because raining gold makes your board a bit weaker right now, but gives you a ton of gold to roll later. So I mean that's the idea, and I mean it looks like at least in this fight so far, his you know evaluation of how strong his board is good. Like he's going to win this fight and keep his win streak, which is really big with the raining gold. Pick up the Akali and the Shen, which I have to imagine are going to come into the board here, and we actually, I mean, with this raining gold value, can use a few more rolls. And yeah, we're just going to play this classic 5 multi-striker, 2 Bastion, 2 Pyro version of the board. I would say hats off to Dank Meme playing that. Ooh, this is a really, really rough swap. Ends up kind of being okay because Kassadin's not getting aggroed onto, but I do not think that's what he was going for. But I just really like the board that he played last round. He had the Chrono in, he had the Portal in. Those little rounds in between where you don't have your entire board can actually matter a lot. Like if he doesn't play strongest board there, and he loses his streak, it can actually be disastrous for his entire game. But because he does play strongest board there, he gets rewarded for it. He has a streak here, and his spot's actually looking really good. Okay, so there's a cloak for Quicksilver here. If we can't get that, then I don't know what we're even... I mean, I guess you would go for like a Stair Axe out of the sword and just throw that onto Hecarim, but we do end up getting the Quicksilver, which is great. There's another Kassadin. Rolling every single round for Charm because we are playing 2-cost reroll, so it's very, very easy for us to just roll every single round stage 3, pick up that Charm, and be very, very happy with it. So, I mean, the spot is looking great. I think, I mean, in hindsight, Dank Memes made a really, really good evaluation that, you know what, I don't really need to take the Onyx Spark here. The only person on my board doing magic damage is Kassadin, so like a decent amount of my damage is this Ashe, this Hecarim. Yeah, you can see the damage threat there. It's really a very small amount of magic damage, so why would I take the Spark when I could just take this Augment that's going to give me a ton of gold to roll with and essentially guarantee that I can hit this comp. Also, it allows me to be really, really happy about doing stuff like this, where like every round I'm going to roll down for like good charms. I'm not just going to say, okay, I find a decent enough charm. I'm actually going to roll down for like a good charm that I'm happy with, whether that's an econ charm or just a really, really solid common charm. Ooh. Kassadin right into the Cogmaw is a bit scary, though. It looked like the Cog actually Oh, I guess he procced Zanya's really, really early. This fight's actually so, so scary. I think he's got it, though. Oh, my God. I mean, that was a Giga Zanya's diff. That fight is like an insane example of why Zanya's is so good on this Kassadin unit. I mean, it gives him all the stats are really, really good onto Kassadin, and that ability for him to drop aggro there is so nice. You know, it's like, it's the same item essentially as Edge of Night, but a little bit better. And I mean, the big thing is that it gives you all of that AP. I mean, I have to imagine Sterak's is going to come down here. Certainly going to roll down here for Kassadin 3, though we would prefer to actually not roll that deep because we're actually, we have this charm that gives us, you know, more value for gold. He does end up just using the dupe. That was really weird, actually, the way he did this. Because we had the dupe from earlier, but he ended up rolling. This is really strange to me. He picks up, like, he's looking for Ash 3. Oh, I guess the idea here is that he wants to hit everything, and so he actually has to use dupe here to free up bench space. This is so awkward here, but he wants to hit it all. I mean, this is something that you run into a lot when you play this comp, is getting bench locked. And so he gets out of bench lock by using the duplicator, which is kind of hilarious, and still looking for Ash 3 and the Jax 3. This is something I feel like I've seen people do way more the further we've got into the set, is actually just going for everything, the Jax and the Ash included, especially because like Ash got like a mini rework, Jax got buffed. So now these units, you know, even just hitting a Jax 3 with this redemption is going to feel really good. We'd love more items actually to itemize them. I mean, it's not going to be 3's a crowd. I don't really love item collector either, though I guess we have an extra item from portable. I would just take inspiring epitaph here if I don't get something better than these two. Mentorship's really, really solid as well. You can easily mentor obviously the Kassadin and the Akali here. So that seems like the standout pick after we see it. And you can just reroll Epitaph. You get a free reroll. He's rolling actually pretty, that was kind of crazy there that he rolled like relatively deep. But I mean, he's just looking to get his strongest board and continue his streak, right? We are on a 9 streak here. The other thing that I actually wanted to talk about this comp is that I was looking for other VODs to review, and I looked at Replay, who I believe went second the first game, and Replay was also playing this comp. So I wonder if this is going to be one of those comps where like it's very kind of like, you know, like a lot of people aren't really talking about it. I think Ari is, wow, this is a crazy roll down. He just sent it almost to 0 there to try to find just the 3-star Jax. I feel like so few people would have actually, one, like cared enough about the Jax to even just say like, okay, I'm going to sit level 6 and roll for this Jax. And 2, just to roll it that deep there. Like, I think if I'm in this spot, I just kind of like bide my time, wait and see how the fights go. And then also just kind of what my shops look like. And then I just try to push levels, get Tom Kenshin, get that Arcana, but he actually sends it. And I mean, he ends up winning that fight. I'm not 100% sure if that was a Jax 3 diff, but it could be. That was a really close fight. Sword Open here has to be like IE or like a healing item. I wonder if you would actually build an IE. I mean, there's GS there as well if you want it. The thing about this spot, ooh, copy of every 1 cost is actually huge. It actually would have saved us a lot of gold digging for that last Jax, but I mean, there's no way of knowing. And he is actually at this point just going to say, you know what, the value of Ash 3 is good. Like, I'm going to hold on to it, but the value of leveling here is really big, especially when I'm such a streak. And getting Tom Kenshin allows us to get the augment value, the mentorship value onto A3 cost. He actually doesn't give it to Shen here just because he thinks the position is going to be too awkward if he does that. But hey, I mean, the fight's looking good. This is a scary Bard, but surely Kassadin can get through everything. Yeah, he does. Okay, he clears it. Very nice. 91 HP, continuing to streak. I mean, the spot is looking great. I'm going to continue to roll for Charm here, actually. So he's got... okay, so he ended up getting Bow off Carousel here, which is the other thing. He got Rod from... He got Rod from the Sticky Fingers earlier, so he has a Gwynsu if he wants to make it. I guess that was his idea, and maybe he's moving... Is he moving Quicksilver over to Akali? Because I wouldn't really want to take the healing off of my... Oh, he's gonna go Gunblade. Okay, I know there's a lot of talk about different healing items onto Kassadin. Yeah, Gunblade, and then hold on to the tier here. Okay, huh? I mean, so statistically, like, I believe Gunblade and Hodge are better than BT in the stats. They're also built a lot less frequently, which kind of messes with stats a little bit. So I mean, who's really to say? But I mean, it certainly seems like teams really wanted the Gunblade here, or even, you know, rather than building something like a Gwynsu's, the idea being that Quicksilver is just enough attack speed onto Cat. I mean, honestly, seems like he just prefers the Quicksilver to the Gwynsu's at this point, because he could have moved the Quicksilver over to Akali if he really, really wanted to. But I mean, these items look good. Gets to move the BT over to Akali, who's going to use that shield very well. We have I mean, I have to imagine this is like red buff into Hodge here, but I guess we'll see. There's a Callista, which is good because we have no heal cut here. He's looking at maybe static shiv red buff as well. Could also work. I have to imagine that we want the heal cut, and we also don't have Hodge as a makeable item here, so maybe it is just shiv red buff. We'll see here. There is also Gwinsu's, I guess, if you really want it, but yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, he is. Wow, he's gonna go for the Gwinsu over the red buff. Am I missing? Does he have heal cut from some other source? No. He prefers Gwinsu here onto this Ashe, who's eventually going to be an Ashe 3, probably, then red buff. He doesn't care that much about having heal cut. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, maybe his idea is that his board can like always win like War of Attritions just by the fact that Kassadin is going to heal so much and just going to stack up and be a beast. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. Actually, that's crazy to me. I mean, the idea must be that Gwinsu's is such a solid item on this Ashe that is going to become an Ashe tree that we would actually prefer that to having the heal cut. But I'm actually quite surprised by that call. But I mean, hey, he's obviously got a reason that he's going for it. And I mean, these items, he's actually losing fights. So this is what I talked about earlier about this comp, right? Is that this is a comp that like once you get to these late, oh, and the Lesser Champion Duplicator, huge here actually to get the Ashe 3. Once you get to the late game, this comp does fall off until you get to 7 Multistriker. You have this like kind of power trough where, the curve is like we're really, really strong stage 3. We start to fall off a little bit stage 4. End of stage 4, we start to fall off, and then like middle of stage 5, early stage 5, you were like way down here compared to a lot of other boards, and you just have to hope that your early game has carried you enough that you can then get to level 8, get to level 9, and play 4 Multistrikers. That is also maybe the idea of taking Rating Gold, is that it makes it easier for you to potentially push levels. We have there's an LW and an Even Shroud on Carousel if he wants to pick up either one of those. I guess it would be LW. Would be the, I mean, okay, I don't think we're taking anything else here. It would have been cool to see what his options, like if he would have been interested in Even Shroud. Obviously, you can throw that into the Akali and she's gonna like kind of jump into backline, but yeah. All right, roll down here. Gonna just pick up a Chrono here. He had the option of playing more vertical Arcana here, and he opts to play Chrono. I think we saw this as well, the exact same thing when I was watching Appies play this comp. Where the idea is just that 3 Arcana here does not give you any more DR, it just gives you a bit more AD, so it's really not that important. But Chrono, healing your entire board, is just kind of an insane synergy. So, wow, and this fight is absolutely a level for Chrono diff. Yeah, huge level there, actually. And the hope at this point, we're seeing a lot of 5 costs, is just that we can high roll here. Also, what happened there? Wait, can we go back? What charm did we grab here? Oh, he just held this charm here, didn't and then he just picked it up at the end of combat. I like that. So he picked up the charm at the end of the combat, so he didn't have it for last combat, but his idea is, I need a charm here. I'm surprised he's rolling it to 0 in these shops, just because he can't pick up a charm. He's gonna need gold next stage for charms. So yeah, a little surprised that he just sends it 0 there, but obviously there is 3% odds for Camille on level 8, and if you hit that, then you are really feeling good. But I think if that's all you're rolling for, you are really feeling bad. We're gonna fight Ramblin here. We do have the extra MR versus this Karma board. I feel like it's so hard for a Karma board to deal with Kassadin, and yeah, Ramblin's going to go 6 this game. Rest in peace. I'd love to do a Ramblin VOD review. We'll see. I mean, I'll definitely do some more. I'll do a VOD review tomorrow from whoever ended up doing the best today, whoever streamed, because there's some people who decide not to stream, and you know what? Those players, I say, I mean, that's your right. All right, last item here that we're gonna pick up for most of the game. This can be an Akali item, this can be a heal cut item. So there's, I mean, I have to imagine that it's just red buff, move Last Whisper to Akali, I guess would be the idea. I guess you could throw red buff, you could also even throw red buff onto Akali. Yeah, we'll see, but I have to imagine that it's red buff. He is gonna do this. He's just gonna red buff the Callista. What the hell? Also, we got temporary Multistriker emblem, which is huge for us. This is just like a round that we can maybe potentially cheese here. We have the heal cut here. Don't have any armor. Well, we do have the armor shard. We don't have any. Yeah, we have MR shard. We actually have everything. We eventually got to it all, which is kind of hilarious. And hey, 2 people died there. That's such a huge round charm wise. Picking up that really, really solid charm that round. I don't know why we're not rolling for charm at this point. I think he's really considering his choice with the red buff, and now he's finally gonna end up just moving it over to the Akali. He was like, yeah, that didn't really make any sense last round, which yeah, I mean, agreed. But okay, we're gonna fight a really, really strong Scholar board. Is this 6 Scholar +1? He's got Emilio too as well. My God, that board is insane. Yeah, we get a little stomped there, but I mean, how could you? Yeah, I mean, ooh. Yeah, and I think that's the final board for us to fight because Me First Wraith was a different board, right? Ooh, Summon Golem, really good. So it's us versus the 6 Scholar. Now, I would say the 6 Scholar board is insane. Maybe I'm crazy, but I do think there's actually a chance for us to win, just because that board is going to have a lot of trouble, like single targeting down and killing this Kassadin, especially with the Zanyas. Like one Rise cast, it's probably gonna take multiple Rise casts to actually kill him, obviously, because we have the Zanyas. Yeah, exactly like this. Look at this. Oh my god, we end up just barely losing the fight. Oh, and Vapsar was 10 HP. He was dead there if we could get there. I mean, there's Chrono Spat, but it doesn't really do much. I guess we're gonna take it, but like, what are you getting in for this Chrono? I guess we get another Arcana in. I mean, obviously, if we ever find another Multi-Striker, that's what we're really happy about. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to send it down here and just play 6 multi for the round. Chrono Emblem onto somebody who's going to cast a lot. He's just going to throw it onto Shen. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It's also like a little bit of stats. And okay, another fight here. We have, I would say, a much worse charm here, but we'll see how this fight goes. I mean, Kassadin's doing a lot of work here, and the Rise time was actually big, but it's another loss down to 10 HP. All right, it's going to come down to charm. I mean, you can't take Salvager here, I don't think, unless, wow, wait, would you ever take Salvager? Oh my god, Earthquake. I mean, that's a fantastic charm here. This is going to be our best bet to win the game, I would say, unless we end up high rolling a Camille down the line. Also, interesting position, actually. He's going for the swap. He doesn't end up getting Kassadin same side as the Rise, which I think is what he was going for there, hoping to have Kassadin wrapped to backline here. But we do have that early Earthquake, and I mean, Earthquake is so good in this matchup because, yeah, I can let Akali get to backline, kill stuff before they cast, and it is going to be the dub for Dank Memes 01. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. We've still got a few more days on the Monopoly Go thing if you guys want to do it. It's links in the description down below. And yeah, I'll also have Dank Memes description or his link in the description down if you want to watch him or go watch anybody else. The co-stream, Kai's gonna be co-streaming on Saturday and Sunday. I think I might be there Sunday. I'm going to be busy Saturday. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.